Hello and welcome to Profiles and Issues, the cable television talk show that gives you in-depth interview with prominent leaders in the news. I'm your host, Dennis Rutan. Join us each month on Cablevision, Channel 75, Verizon Fios, Channel 34, or on your computer or iPhone on YouTube.com and www.greenbergny.com. Go to the left-hand green side of the website page and press Public Access TV on demand. We want to make the program interactive with you, the audience, so please email us at profile.issue@yahoo.com. Our profile this week: the Honorable Chairman of the Westchester County Board of Legislators, Benjamin Boykin. Ben Boykin has had a long and distinguished career as a business executive and a government leader for more than 40 years. Throughout his public career as a member and three-time president of the White Plains Common Council and a legislator on the County Board of Legislators, Ben has used his broad experience, business, and financial expertise to save taxpayers money through service consolidations, which have led to cost reductions and efficiency improvements. He has been a certified public accountant and a financial executive for more than 4 decades, and was associated with prestigious accounting firms such as Deloitte and RJR Nabisco. He is currently president of Ben Boykin and Associates, a financial consulting firm. Mr. Boykin has also been involved in the field of education as an adjunct professor of accounting at North Carolina A&T State University and is a member of the Bennett College Board of Trustees in Greensboro, North Carolina. He has also served as a member of the White Plains School Board. As a legislator, Ben Boykin has worked extensively with educational and not-for-profit organizations. While serving as chairman of the Appointments Committee, he worked to get the county's Ethics Board to operate with full transparency. He has also served with distinction as chairman of the Public Safety and Social Services Committee, co-chairman of Minority Affairs Task Force, and vice chair of both the Budget and Appropriations Committee. He was currently re-elected in November of 2017 to his third term on the Westchester County Board of Legislators. Ben is married to Cassandra Spearman Boykin, and they have 2 grown daughters, Lysandra and Nicole. We are proud and honored to have as our guest on Profiles and Issues the chairman of the board of the Westchester County Board of Legislators, Ben Boykin. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dennis. I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Thank you so much for coming on. You know, I thought that title, chairman of the board, was only reserved for Frank Sinatra. But I see that.
I'm in good company, I guess.
Definitely. But you are that well known and that respected. Okay. I just felt I had to put that in. I just hope it went over.
Yeah, no, it did.
Okay. The Democrats win a huge victory in the county elections this past November 2017. They have a 12-5 majority, and then they pick up an additional seat in a special election when County Executive Latimer appoints a Republican to his cabinet. In January, you were elected chairman of the board, and you start out with a 13-4 majority to work with. That must have been, great.
Yes, it really is a new day in Westchester County with the new county executive, George Latimer, who I've known for many, many years, and now with the supermajority on the Board of Legislators. So we are really working to move Westchester forward with an agenda to protect the health, safety, and well-being of all our residents. And we're doing that by our actions and by the legislation that we are passing and legislation that we have in the pipeline.
Terrific. I just Just very briefly, because I know there's a lot of legislation you passed, but the transition from going to a single county legislator to the chairman. I know you, as I mentioned in the bio, you had experience as a chairman, etc. But to run the whole county legislature, what was that like?
Well,
what is that like?
Well, obviously I was a county legislator serving in my first term. I served as president of the White Plains Common Council, but I come from the business world. And in the business world, I've restructured organizations in North America, in Europe, and in Latin America. So I know how to run organizations. So I put my corporate hat on. I restructured the board. I made it more efficient and more effective so that we can continue to serve the people with an enhanced emphasis on legislation, advocacy for the people of Westchester County.
Terrific. Just two things. Do you, as the county chairman, do you have to attend all the committee meetings, or do you delegate responsibility?
Yeah. As chair of the board, I, number one, set up the committees, assign legislators to chair those committees with their consent, then assign legislators to the committee with their consent. The chairman or chairperson serves as a member of every committee. So I try to attend as many committee meetings as possible. Most of the committee meetings I do attend.
Wow, that's a lot of work. Do you also meet with the minority leader in case there are areas where, there's friction, or do you people just, basically, show up at the legislative sessions, but that's it?
No, I respect everyone on the legislature. I am the board chair. So as board chair, I represent everyone. And when we have legislation that we're talking through, I'll talk to the minority leader, I'll talk to the Republicans on the other side. I'd love to have your support here on this bill, on this piece of legislation. And, I ask, and I'm respectful when they disagree and don't vote for it. Obviously with a supermajority. Right now, everything is on us as the Democrats.
Right.
So we can't say, oh, this didn't happen because of our colleagues across the aisle. If something doesn't happen, it's because of us. So, that is very important that everyone know with the supermajority, what happens at the board is on Democrats. We have Republicans on every committee. We listen to what they say. And we do have two Republicans, or one Republican and one conservative that chair committees. While they chair the committees, they do pass things out because they know that they really can't block anything. But we are respectful, and I am respectful of everyone. We do have leadership meetings with the leadership team, both on the Democratic side and the Republican side. And in fact, we did not have a leadership meeting this week because the Republican leader, last week, the Republican leader was not available. And I would not have a meeting without him there. Because everyone in the leadership needs to be in the room.
You've passed a number of bills. That's why laws. That's why I waited to have you. And we probably won't get a chance to really discuss all of them. I just mentioned some of them. But there are some things that I do want to discuss with you. So we'll take it the way you're comfortable with it, all right? The first legislation that was passed, I think, was the banning of gun shows at Westchester County and all county buildings. Is the intent of this law to stop the selling of all types of guns, or just the automatic assault weapons, and to force dealers to adopt more stringent standards for background checks on adults and not to sell to minors?
Yeah. Well, again, we passed a ban on gun shows on county-owned property. So you can have your gun show at a private venue, but not on county-owned property. And that relates to all types of guns, whether it's handguns, assault weapons, etc. So no guns are to be sold on county-owned property. And we codified the county executive's executive order that he passed his first day in office. We codified that in February and put it into law. So the succeeding county executive cannot overturn the law. because a seceding county executive can overturn an
Yeah,
executive
I know,
order,
I know.
but they can't overturn a law. So we have codified that. So there will be no gun shows on county-owned property, and that also includes paraphernalia relating to Confederates, relating to Nazis, etc. So we don't want that on our county-owned property.
But what was the message that the voters were giving you? That they were totally anti-gun? Because I believe in northern Westchester, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I believe in northern Westchester you do have more conservative elements that say all they want some guns for is for hunting purposes, not for not where it's going to get in the hands of children or be assault weapons.
Yeah. No, this has nothing to really do with that. We're not taking guns away from individuals that want to use them for hunting and for recreational purposes. All we're saying is we don't think county-owned property is the venue for that type of activity.
Okay.
That's all we're saying. It has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. So I wanted to make clear what it is.
All right. Another important bill that you passed law was the Immigration Protection Act, and it's still very controversial because of the actions of the federal government versus the state and local governments. And I understand why you passed it, but I have to ask this: how can it protect Westchester immigrants from ICE agents when federal law overrides the power of state and local laws?
Okay. The Immigration Protection Act is there to protect all the residents of Westchester County. We don't want immigrants to feel threatened. Also, we want them to come forward to our law enforcement agencies if they know of a crime or if they feel threatened. What was happening with the tone of the federal government and things happening at the federal government, immigrants have felt threatened and they have gone essentially underground and won't come forward. This bill does not stop our local officials, as required under federal law, with working with the appropriate federal agencies. If someone is under a warrant for a crime, then we will have to follow appropriate policy in dealing with those individuals. This is simply there to protect everyone. And I have been at events where, in the past, they've been overflow rooms. I've been to events where that room is half filled now because people are afraid ICE might be outside the facility when we leave there. That we do not want to have. Also, I want to make it very clear. This is not a sanctuary city or sanctuary county law at all.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. We made sure that when we brought this bill back this year, we worked with public safety. We worked with corrections. We worked with the probation department to make sure that everyone was comfortable. And of course, obviously with our law department, to make sure that the law satisfied all the requirements that we need.
Well done. Okay. So that's basically, so when you hear it's a sanctuary city, that's basically the right-wing rhetoric of the conservatives.
That's absolutely rhetoric out there that will not hold up, and we believe our bill will stand up through the test of the court systems.
It's just our courts, we don't, we reach everybody, all different party lines, all different groups. So that's why I asked this question.
No, that's a very good question.
Why has the County Board of Legislators opposed the census citizenship question by stating to Congress that we want everyone counted in the 2020 census, regardless of background? Because it is a federal law.
Yeah, it is a federal law, and okay, under the law, if there's a question that asks about your immigration status or your country of birth, etc., we believe that many people will not fill out that census. And that census is very important for numerous reasons. The number of people affect the federal funding that we get. The number of people affect the number of representatives that we have in Congress to represent us. So with a tremendous undercounting of the population, we could lose federal funding and we could lose the number of representatives in Congress. So those are two very important reasons why we don't want this question to be asked. And we also think it's really unfair. And it has not been asked since the 50s on the census that's coming up in the 20s. Now, there is a form that you fill out where that question is asked on a yearly basis. But we're saying we don't think this should be the question asked when you do the 10-year census count.
You know, in other words, it's a declaration, really, because
yes.
if maybe I missed something in your answer, but I always thought that when the census is done, they only count citizens. Is that true or not?
Well, you count citizens, and you know, there's a way where you can get the people that are underrepresented, maybe not citizens, etc., because there is representation from all types of individuals.
I didn't know that. You know, I mean, I realize Puerto Rico is what, a commonwealth?
Yes, a commonwealth. It's a U.S. commonwealth.
But they have certain rights.
They have the same rights as a U.S. citizen. I mean, you know, they right.
But normally citizens don't have. But I assume then you would be in favor of trying to overturn that as a federal.
What we've done, we have sent down a resolution saying, please, to our representatives, please make sure that this is removed from the 2020 census form. So we have made our voices known to our federal legislators. And when I've seen my legislators down there in Washington, I've let them know that we are opposed to that.
All right. The board approved funding recently for affordable senior housing project in Mount Home Plaza in White Plains. I know this is a big challenge for Westchester County. I grew up here. Many of my friends, it's a beautiful place to live, but people that I talk to, especially now that I do the show, I get a chance to meet people in public, and they all say they love it, but there are many people that are struggling even with two incomes, you know, to stay here. And of course, you know what the feds did with us tax-wise for next year. So it's a big problem. So I was very happy to hear this.
Yeah.
That you're making that effort.
Yeah.
For seniors at least.
Yeah. This is a 56-unit project at Lake Street, right beside of Mount Hope Church. That will be for senior citizens age 62 and above. And it will be for individuals whose AMI, average median income, is 6% of the median for the county. So it's really, quote-unquote, affordable for those individuals. And we're very happy. This project has been in the pipeline for 3 years. The county will be paying $2.1 million to buy the land, and then we will deed that land over to the Mount Hope Development Corporation for $1 for them to start the construction of this project, which should take between 18 months and 2 years. These projects will take a long time to get all the funding streams put together. You have county financing, you have state financing, and you have federal financing, and a lot of times tax credits that go into these developments. And so it takes a lot to pull them all together.
Now, I don't know if I can just tell you what I saw. I saw a joint news conference on tape with County Executive Latimer and with the town supervisor Paul Feiner on West Help. Those are also senior citizen areas that they want to designate and try to fill it up. Have they spoken to you about that?
Well, I've been knowing about this project. Obviously, this project has a mini life over a many years. And we're very pleased because it was a much smaller project. They went back to the community, got community to buy into the project and raise it, I think, from like 50-some units. I think it's now going to be 74 units for senior citizens. It's an ideal location for this project, and we're very excited that we'll be moving forward, and we look forward to the legislation coming before the board so that we can move forward with this project.
Terrific. Well, due to time constraints, and it's really a subject by itself, but I just want to ask you. I went to once a board meeting, and it wasn't even about. It was about affordable housing, and the person there that was advising the board said the number one problem for affordable housing isn't discrimination. Not that that wasn't a problem. The number one problem is that builders can't make a profit on it. Is that the same situation with middle income housing or not, or is that not one of your specialties?
Well, it's very expensive to build in Westchester County.
Mm-hmm.
From the cost of land, then you get the land cost, then the construction cost. That's why many projects that go up require some type of incentives from the local municipality, and or they may come to the county's IDA, or if they're in New Rochelle, which has its own IDA, they would go to that IDA, or if they're in Yonkers, they would use Yonkers IDA. I think Fort Chester also has an IDA, White Plains doesn't have one. They would go to those various industrial development organizations to ask for some type of incentives to be able to build the projects here because of the cost of construction. And again, a lot of your businesses that come in because of the places that they have to locate or relocate have to go and ask for some incentives to help with the cost of making it affordable to be able to move to various communities.
Get on that. You voted last year, I believe, for the North 60.
Yes.
And that is a bioscience and technology center.
Yes.
And that's going to be fantastic.
It
now,
is.
I don't. Again, if we don't have much time, and I'd love to have you back to talk about this. But like, for instance, I'm sure that not everybody who's going to work there is going to be making over 6 figures. So the question is, are they going to have to look for staff workers, low staff workers, to come in from other areas, surrounding areas, or is there going to be some way to build, middle income housing?
We will have to be looking for additional housing that meet the needs of a myriad type of people in the county making different incomes at different levels. That is an issue. Many of the people who have children can't come back to Westchester because they can't afford to come back to Westchester. So this is going to be an issue. In fact, we just had a committee meeting on another biotech situation a couple of weeks ago, and that issue of affordability of housing was one of the key issues that we discussed.
Well, can I promise you to come back?
I absolutely will come back and talk about that and other issues because time does go fast.
The re-examination of the master plan for Westchester County Airport. You attended the hearings. I saw you there. Has it been determined what role the County Board of Legislators will play with regard to the re-examination of the master plan?
Well, as you know, at the first meeting, which was on the master plan, the county executive wants to get input from the community, public participation, transparency. The board will ultimately be involved in any supplemental plan that is put together. Obviously, the master plan is being taken to and presented to the FAA as required in early July so that we don't lose the $1.4 million. And then right after that, there will be a supplemental plan put together, and that plan will ultimately come to the board for the board to look at it, review it, and maybe adopt that plan. So the Board of Legislators will be very involved in anything taking place at the airport, whether it be the master plan, whether it be the governance of the airport.
Have you seen any red flags in the current master plan?
Yeah, well, in the current master plan, I think it falls short on numerous situations. Environment. Really need to bore down on environment. Need to really go back and relook at the capital plan, because master plans primarily relate to capital and what are you going to be doing. Need to bore down on that. Also, from an operations standpoint, the noise, and getting back to the environment, the monitoring of the whales that are out there. So there are many things that we need to do in that master plan. Sustainability of the airport and relating to the environment and other things. So those are some fundamental things that need to be addressed and will be addressed with the supplemental plan.
And we will be getting back to you on that.
Yes.
I promise. Okay. You've done numerous legislation, as I said, and I'm going to mention them quickly because we only have a few minutes left. Then anything you want to put in, you can put in. You mentioned you passed a bill dealing with the Disabled Veterans Act, I believe encouraging the hiring of service disabled veteran-owned businesses in county contracts. You recently passed the bill on tobacco, where you required the age, I believe.
You're raising the age from 18 to 21 for tobacco products and also nicotine-related products.
Okay, and one other thing. You spoke to the members of the board of the representatives of Con Ed and New York State Electric and Gas Utilities concerning their poor responses and planning for the past winter storms. Were you satisfied with what they told you?
They fell very short. We've had them in twice, and I said at the second meeting, I was very disappointed in their responses. We had numerous questions that we asked. They came back. They had not answered those questions. So we're still going to get back with them because we need to know more about how you're going to be prepared, how you're going to respond, how you're going to communicate, and how you're going to coordinate and mutual aid. The mutual aid system is broken, and we're going to have to figure out how to do better. Storms are more frequent, they're more intense, and they hit us harder. And we've got to be better prepared, and the utilities have not learned from the Moreland Commission and have not implemented everything. So we are very displeased with their responses, and we will have them back, and we will be following up.
And the board recently launched panels on Sawmill and Bronx River Parkway flooding. Is that so?
Yes, we reinstituted SWAP, which are the names for those. Those panels we had before, they had kind of gone by the wayside, and we reactivated them, which is very important.
Too short a time. We've got to have you back.
Yes.
Will you please come
I
back?
will come back.
Thank you. You have been a model guest. Thank you so much. My guest has been the Honorable Benjamin Boykin, chairperson of the Westchester County Board of Legislators. This is Dennis Rudin saying so long for Profiles and Issues.